Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So in this video I'd like to quickly show you guys Google's AI assistant Gemini. So Gemini is free to use, so it will help. It's designed to help you with your questions and your queries. So firstly, log into on your computer, go over to gemini.google.com/API. So I'll also put a link below. Okay, so you'll also be prompted to log in with your Gmail account, so do that. And once you're logged in, you'll land on this interface here. So notice that the interface is somewhat similar to ChatGPT. So let's have a look around. So on the main screen here, this is where you can ask your questions. We've also got a couple of example questions here for us. On the left-hand pane, you can create a new chat. On the bottom left-hand pane, you have settings. So under settings, there's an interesting option here, extensions. So if we click on extensions, we'll see the extensions that are available in Gemini. So we've got Google Flights, Google Hotels, Google Maps, Workspace, and YouTube. So Gemini extensions enhance the functionality of Gemini by allowing it to tap into vast amounts of information and tools available across Google services. So let's go over to new chat and let's see Gemini in action. So the first question that I'd like to ask Gemini is, give me some tips on how to best ask you questions. So why ask it this question here? Well, Gemini is an AI chatbot. It's been trained with a lot of data, but in order for it to give you relevant and accurate responses, we have to ask it in a clear and specific. We have to be clear and specific in our questions as well. So if we are unsure, why not ask it to give us some tips? So that's what we'll do now. Okay, so let's look at its response. Here are some tips on how to best ask me questions. Be clear and concise, use natural language, provide context if needed, use keywords, ask open-ended questions, refine your question, and then it goes on to give some examples as well. Okay, so if ever you're unsure on how to go about to ask it questions, feel free to, ask a question like that, and it will guide you on how best to ask it questions. Okay, so let's move on to another use case that I'd like to show you guys. For example, in the business use case. So I've prepared a query here. I'll start a new chat. So I'm saying, imagine you're a business expert consultant. Advise SME or small business owners on how to use social media to increase their customer reach. So in the previous chat where we asked Gemini on how best to ask it questions, it gave us some tips on being specific and concise, giving it context, more information and all that. So an example question like this is us being specific. We're saying we're telling Gemini to act as a business expert consultant. So when we're doing that, it sort of focuses on the business domain. So then the question goes on to say, advise SME or small business owners on how to use social media to increase their customer reach. So let's see what Gemini will give us. Okay, so Gemini has gone on to give us some advice. Know your audience and pick your platform. Have high quality engaging content, because engaging content is king. Be social and not promotional, etc. So it has gone on to give us some questions as well. Some tips as well. Okay, the other use case that I'd like to show you guys is in the education domain. So I'll start a new chat for that. So with Gemini, you'll notice that you can also upload an image, or you can take a screenshot of an image and you just paste it in the prompt here. So I've pasted a prompt. I've pasted an image of a question that came from a grade 10 exam. So I'll say, explain the answer to this question. Okay, so you see Gemini is capable also of reading the contents of an image. So we'll see what it will give us if it's capable of reading the image and giving us a response. or answer the question for us. Okay, so let's look at the response. The image you sent depicts a windmill, which is a type of wind turbine. Okay, so it has correctly identified the object in the image, which is a windmill. So wind turbines convert kinetic energy from wind into mechanical energy. This mechanical energy is then used to spin a generator, which converts it into electrical energy. So it goes on to explain everything that goes on in terms of the wind turbine. And at the end, it goes on to say, so the answer to the question is that the natural source of energy used to produce electricity in the diagram is wind. So it went on explaining everything that goes on, and it has also given us the response. So the final feature I'd like to show you guys are with the extensions that we saw earlier. Okay, so we'll start a new chat. Okay, so to ask your question specifically to the extensions, you just put the symbol, and now you'll see all the extensions that are available. So for example, we've got Gmail. Okay, so we can ask Gemini to access our Gmail. I mean, we have to give access first to our Gmail account in order for Gemini to access our Gmail account. So we put the symbol and selected the Gmail extension. And for example, I might ask, give me a list of emails I received this week. So now this question is sent directly to the Gmail extension. Let's see the reply that it's going to give me. Okay, so now it's given me a list of emails that I received this week, and yep, that's correct. I won't show you guys the emails, I've blurred it out, but going through the emails, that's correct. So if ever you want to know whatever information that's in your Gmail, well, you can sort of try that out. So these are just some examples on the questions that you can ask Gemini. So just go on, if you have whatever questions, if you're unsure on how to phrase or word your questions, that's fine. You just ask Gemini in your own words, and you'll see with time you will improve on the way you ask, and you will just get better in time once you continuously use these tools. So have fun with it, and I hope this video was helpful. Well, thank you so much for watching. I hope you got some value in this video. If so, please consider supporting the channel by liking, sharing, and subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video.